Hello and welcome to the video. It's Gordon here of G17 Collectibles. So we're going to continue the Fanhome Robocop build. I have the next batch of issues, which is 63, 64, 65, 66, as well as number 6 of the premium base assembly guide. Let's take a look first of all at the parts that come with the magazine. So we have part 63, which is a little speaker. We have part 64, which is some form of plastic piece for the upper torso. We have 65, which is a nifty little printed circuit board and power board, and part 66, which is another part for the upper torso, as well as part 6 of the premium base assembly. So as I've always said, I'm not going to do anything with that just now. I'll do the full base build at the end of the Robocop build. So I'll put this one away, as well as magazine number 6. And let's focus on issues 63 to 66 today. So I'll remove the parts out of the way, get them in order, and let's take a look at our first issue, which is 63. Now 63, we have a speaker bracket and EP screws. So we'll get this opened up and take a closer look. So take our screws out. Now we'll have to bring across the chest piece from the last issue. Get that speaker out. There we are. And this is our piece from the last build. So what it's telling us to do is to take the speaker, which is two wires which are conjoined to a similar mini plug, and we are mounting that in that way. So that's just fitting in there. I've seen the wires are coming out this side, so I'm going to spin that around and keep the wires in the same orientation. Then it's telling us to take this bracket and mount that to that post hole and that post hole and screw it together. So just check the fit first. Seems okay. And let's get a couple of screws in there. I'm not entirely certain if there's an orientation for this. Yeah, it seems to want to go that way. So it's fine. So we'll get that one screwed in there. We have to sit down for this. It's a wee bit fiddly. That's the first one loosely in place. Just get the second one here. There we go. tighten. There and there. That speaker's in, no problems at all. No loose parts, which is excellent. Right, and that's all there is to do at that stage. I actually forgot this had sound, believe it or not. How I forgot that, I don't know. It was quite some time ago when I placed the original order and read all about it. So it's a nice reminder that we've got some sound bites for Robocop. Let's take a look now at issue 64. Move that out of the way. What we've got for 64. So 64 is this component here. Open it up, and this is the inner chest plate. And we've got some AP screws. So the inner chest plate appears to attach to the chest plate. So we need to bring that back over, which is here. And the orientation for this is like that. And it should, in theory, yeah, it kind of locates itself. Yep, so we're going on this post and that post, and they correspond to that one and that one. And the top two posts are corresponding to them posts. It doesn't say anything about the wire at this stage and where to put that, so I'll try and keep that down below. And 4 screws in. So let's have a bash at that. So again, the orientation of this needs to go round this way. Let me just line up those posts. We'll pop a holding screw into the first one. So yep, that's caught. And we'll do the diagonal opposite one. Which is caught as well. And then the last two. So they're all seated, I just need to tighten them all up now. Last one. Wonderful. And I have left the cable here, so hopefully that's correct when it comes to plugging that up. Let's move on to the next issue, which is issue 65. And it's a wee circuit board, so let's bring the parts over. Get rid of that screw, so I'm not confusing matters. Let's get this one opened up. So in here I've got a little circuit board. I've got 4 rubber washers, and I've got a pack of QP screws. So let me get the screws out first. Then we'll take the washers out. And then we'll get the little circuit board out. Which is easier said than done. I want to break it. Okay, there we go. So we're bringing back that chest assembly. And the board orientates in this fashion. And it's going to attach to this post, this post, this post, and this post, which it does snugly. The holes in the board actually are larger than the posts, so the posts come through, which is excellent. Then we're going to take the washers, and the washers go over the posts first of all. You can see one of these getting lost. Like so. And then, no surprises, we have to take a screw and we have to screw the board to the chest piece. So, just going to get a couple of threads onto each, because I can already see these wee washers going flying if I try and manoeuvre it or force the screws in. So there we go. So I now tighten these up. Excellent. Then it's telling us to take that cable, which I've routed underneath here, and it's going to plug into this port here. So let's see if I can feed the cable up in between those two posts. Do I have enough cable length on there? I should do. Fiddly. Need to actually make sure that the plug is in the right orientation. I'm not sure if it is or not. Let me try it this way first. That doesn't feel right. Maybe it needs to flip around. Easier said than done. I maybe should have connected the cable before screwing this in. That might have been a smarter move. You don't want to get this wrong. Okay. I think that's us in now. So there we go, the wee plug just into that socket. Okay, so that's that stage done. We'll move on now to looking at 66. And 66 is, clean up this wee screw, the lumbar connector, part 1 and part 2, as well as some EP screws. So we're going to bring over our legs. Let's get rid of that. We can move that to one side. Let's open this part up. And we have 5 EP screws, a plate that looks like that, and a lumbar support. So bring Robocop's legs back over, and we're looking at the front for these ones. This part, well, 2 seconds and I'll move that to there, and I'll move the magazine over. So this part, I'm just trying to get the best angle here, is going on like so. And from the back we're going to take 2 screws and screw that in. So we need to flip it over now. Let's try that. So it goes on like this, and our 2 screws are going in, one here and another one there. Done. And then the plate is then going to orientate over the back here. It does have on the other side some raised cups, which I'm imagining will connect to these 2 posts there. So we'll get a couple of screws in there as well. Teeny screws and magnetic tips. Doesn't always work out. Just got a couple of threads on that one. Let's see if I get a couple of threads in the other one first before I tighten. Yep, there we go. I'll just tighten these up now. And there we go. That is all she wrote for magazine 66. So that's us finished that complete stage. That monthly magazines of numbers 62 to 66. And there we have our completed torso section. So it's been added. We've got that waistband. We've now got this bracket at the top. And then this chest piece with the speaker, which should look something like that. So yeah, looking quite good. Thanks for checking the video out. Much appreciated. Hopefully it won't be too long before we see another delivery. It should be within the next week or 2, and I'll be a bit more quicker at producing the next video. But until then, take care of yourselves and thanks for checking it out. Bye bye.